I'm going to take $65 a month. I'm going to invest it because I saved $65 on my auto and my homeowner's insurance using our program called Answers Financial. They were able to reduce the insurance by $65 a month. We took that for 20 years at 9% interest and helped you accumulate $43,000 for college education. Do you currently have a college savings plan for your kids now? No? I like the way you looked at her. That was a good answer. Okay? See how it happens? And they're not even married. You see how that works? Okay? In addition to that, we're going to take this $20,000 out of this CD. You know what a CD is, right? Everybody knows? Certificate of Disappointment, right? We're going to take this $20,000 out of this Certificate of Disappointment, and we're going to move it into an investment where you can get a better rate of return and better tax advantages. We're going to put the $100 a month that you were putting in the bank at 1.5 with the $128 or whatever amount of money, $159 that we saved you, and we're going to invest that, and at 6% we're going to help you accumulate well over $500,000, and at 9% over $1 million. Are either one of these better than this? Mm-hmm. If I were offering you these two programs side by side simultaneously, which one would you pick? B? Now let me ask you a question. If you owned B, and I tried to come in here and sell you A, how would you feel? You'd throw me out of my ear, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
sure you would. Because it doesn't make any sense now that you understand how money works, does it? See, that's what we teach people. We teach people financially how to get the best value out of every dollar they spend. Are you interested in that? Mm-hmm. If I can provide for you a program that looks just like this, but it applies to your life, would you have any problem doing business with me? Sure. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world, doesn't it? Okay? On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, how would you rate your desire to become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent? How would you rate that in your life? 10. So you'd be willing to make whatever changes are necessary to help get you to that point in your life. I'm glad to hear that. That's exciting to me. Okay? All right, so this gets into the... let me go... Before I get into this next slide, let me go just a minute to kind of show you how insurance works. Remember we talked about the $150,000 John and Mary had being insufficient, and how did they arrive at that? And you said that's all they could afford. And that was a very accurate answer. But I want to share with you for just a moment how insurance really works. Okay? Insurance is a simple proposition. It's $1,000. What does $1,000 cost me? That's all you have to ask yourself. Okay? It's like buying apples. The more apples I buy... The more apples I buy, the cheaper per apple it is. Do you understand that philosophy? So the more crates I buy, the cheaper it gets. Okay? Insurance is the same way. All right? So let's break down what $1,000 cost me. If you buy it from the insurance industry, you're going to pay about $9.50 per thousand. So if I buy 100,000 of that, it's going to cost me what? $950. Do you see that math? Okay? What if I told you that you could buy it for $1.50? Is there any reason for you to pay $9.50 for 1,000 of anything when you can buy it for $1.50? See, that's what we do. This is all we deal with right here. The $1.50 variety. Okay? And so since we deal with the $1.50 variety, we don't have to worry about cost being an issue. What we have to worry about is making sure you're properly protected. Does that make sense? And to do that, we need to try to arrive at roughly how much you need. Now, this is a very crude method of doing it, but it's pretty accurate, okay? If we were to have the unfortunate demise of Jason here, again, I understand he's immortal and it's never going to happen, but just to pretend for a moment that it did, how much do you think it would cost to bury him, just roughly? $20,000. About $20,000? Okay. Now, if you're going to pay, if you look at your current debt structure the way it is right now, excluding the mortgage, not including the mortgage, how much debt do you have total added up? She looks at him now.
40,000.
40,000, okay. And that would be credit cards, car loans, right? Okay. Right now, if Jason were to die today, you know, Jason's like a little tree when he comes home at night. You shake that tree and little dollar bills fall on us, right? Because he works at the railroad, right? And he uses that income, okay? So my question to you is, if something were to happen to Jason, how much of his income would you need to continue your lifestyle as you enjoy it today? All of it? What is all of it?
$100,000.
$100,000, okay. So you would need $100,000 every year, right? Okay, great. In order to generate that $100,000 a year, you would need $1 million at 10%. Draw $100,000 off every year. Do you see that math? That's quite a bit, isn't it? Okay. Do you have $1 million of insurance right now? Okay. In the event that Jason were to die, would you want the mortgage paid or would you keep the mortgage? What would you do? Paid. Okay. What's the balance on the mortgage?
$250,000.
$250,000. Okay, great. All right. Now there are children involved. Yes. Do we want to educate them or keep them stupid?
Sure, college.
Sure, college? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what am I looking at in terms of educating the kids? Do you have any dollar figure in mind?
No idea.
No idea? Is there any lottery scholarships here in Wyoming? Do they get lottery money if they graduate with good grades or anything like that? No? Okay. So we're looking at basically full cost of college, right? Now, do you want to pay for all of it, half of it, 3/4 of it? I mean, look, let me just tell you, there is no right or wrong answer here, okay? This is a personal opinion. So I want you answer. I worked my way through college. So
First 4 years for each kid.
For each kid? How many are there?
2.
2? And what are we looking at, 40,000 for each? Okay. So what I'm going to do, how old are they?
4 and 1.
4 and 1, so we're looking at a number of years. So we really don't need necessarily to have to get 40 right now because we can invest it and have it grow. You with me there? So why don't we do this? Why don't we set aside 40 and use that to pay for both of them when it comes time for them to go?
Okay.
Does that sound like kind of an accurate amount right there? Okay, great. All right, so if I just add this up, I've got 60,000, 1,060,000, I've got 1,310,000, I've got 1,350,000. So right now you need $1,350,000 of insurance as it sits as we speak. And you have 0. How's that make you feel?
Scary.
Scary?
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, Carrie, help me understand. If something were happening to Jason, truly, what would you do?
Here's one.
It's kind of scary, isn't it? If I could put a program together for you that's affordable, is this an option for you? Mm-hmm. Let's go the other way for just a moment, okay? Carrie dies, okay? Same debt, same mortgage, same education. How much of her income would you need? It may be none, it may be 20. This is not a right or wrong answer, and it's not devaluing what she does. You just need to tell me.
Well, if we were saying she was a stay-at-home mom, well, you still got to pay for child care, so you can
That's
go to
correct.
work
You're
still.
absolutely right. Absolutely
so
right.
yeah, I'd still need all of it.
Okay, so you need to put a dollar figure on that for me to tell you how much she needs, because this is just you.
Yeah, still 100,000.
Okay, all right. So 1.35 for each of them. Okay, so let's back up for just a moment because I want to be fair to you. 1.3 is quite a bit of insurance, and it might be out of your budget range. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at that when we do the F&A. That'll help us tell us that. Okay. But let's make sure we're getting the right amount because every insurance dollar we spend is less money we can save. Does that make sense? And I'm more concerned about your immortality because you might make it to age 80, and I want you to have enough money when you do. Okay, is that fair? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. If we pay off the debt and we pay off the mortgage, do you still really need $100,000 a year, Carrie?
No.
So what would you need then?
Probably more like 50.
Okay, so 50 is what I'm looking at. Add a 0 to that. That's $500,000. At 10%, 50,000. 50,000, 540,000, 20 to bury and 5. So that puts you at 560,000. That's great because that really knocks it down big. You agree, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
See how they jumped all over that because he just knows we saved him money? Okay. All right. So I'm going to run some illustrations to give you a general idea of what 560,000 looks like. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, 2 things are going to happen. Let's just, kind of prep you for what's fixing to happen. One is it's going to come back and it's going to either be affordable in your budget or it's not. Okay. But yet we know it's important, right? And so, in order to take care of your personal finances, in order for you to be insured like you should be and retire like you want to be, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to consider as far as being able to get that done? I mean, if you're short on the income, would you take a part-time job to help get you there? I mean, is that something you'd consider? What if I could show you a way to make an extra $500, $800 a month? Would you be interested in that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let me ask you a question. Have I shown you anything here tonight that's complicated? Is there anything here that you couldn't possibly learn? Now, I'm going to walk away from here. And just like Anita did, you're going to go out and you're going to either tell people about this or you're going to keep it a secret. Which one?
I'm going to tell people about that.
Because you're excited, right? Because you believe in it, because it makes sense. Am I right? Well, what if I told you that all you had to do is take a test and you could be paid for telling those people that? Would you be interested in that?
Yeah.
Do I have your attention?
Mm-hmm.
You love that immortality, don't you? Okay? And so if I'm talking to the both of you, not one of you, but both of you, because you're going to go two separate ways one day, and you're going to go to the mall, or you're going to go to work, and you're going to talk to people at work, and you're going to talk to people at the mall, and all. If you both have a license, that means I can put your name on it, and you can get paid. I'll do the work. Is that a fair proposition?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be interested in that? See, we found a smarter way to build a business, because what we do is so radically transforming two families. The information I shared with you, you never knew before, did you? Did any high school course you ever take teach you that? Did any college course you ever take teach you that? Aren't you grateful for Anita? I mean, Anita changed your life today. Anita, you did a great job. That's awesome, isn't it? You excited about it? Yeah, see, she did well. She coached well, okay? All right. Let me just give you a pretend moment here, okay? I'm not saying you're this good. I'm not saying you can do this. I'm just saying that we have to consider all alternatives. Would you agree? Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Let's say you are a district leader with our company. Okay? Let me tell you what that is before you freak out. Okay? What that is that's a person that gets his license. You have to take a test. Gets his license and actually hires 3 people part-time. Now, I don't know. Maybe we can't do this. Shoot. I don't. There's not anybody in this community that needs extra income, is there?
Oh yeah, we could use some.
You could?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody like you? So maybe you do know 3, right? So maybe we could find those 3, right? So that means the day you get your license, you'd be a district leader, twice the contract. You close 1 client a week. A week! 1. You make $3,700 a month. Let me ask you a question, Jason. How many hours do you have to work to make $3,700?
About 50.
50? You would have about 4 hours with each client. You'd have 16 hours invested in that. Is that a good use of your time?
Yeah, way better than what I'm doing now.
More important than that, if we made this kind of money, would you apply it to your own personal finances to take care of your family in the manner they deserve to be taken care of?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Would you have any problems introducing me to people you know, just like yourselves, struggling financially? Can you do what Anita did? I mean, all she did was sit there and look pretty. I mean, she did a great job. I mean, seriously. But, I mean, that's all she really had to do, right? Mm-hmm. I did all the work, didn't I? Yeah. See, that's all I would ask you to do. I wouldn't ask you to look pretty. It'd be too hard. What if you got excited about this and you actually started building a business? See, our business works like a real estate brokerage. What would you rather be, the agent or the broker? See, a broker gets a cut of the pie off of his business, and he gets a cut of pie off all the agents he brings into his business. So who makes more money, the agent or the broker? Always the broker. But the problem in the real estate business is you've got enormous expenses associated with having an office and hanging your license with a broker and all that kind of stuff, right? See, at Primerica, you don't have that. So you don't have the office expenses associated with it. You don't have the overhead. You don't have quotas. You don't have territorial boundaries. See, it's capitalism at its very best. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to call you up and ask you how come you're not working. You know what my philosophy is? If you're hungry enough, you'll work. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? See, if you're not the kind of guy that wants to go out here and win for his family, really and truly, what can I do for you? Be honest.
Can't help me at all.
That's right. But if you're hungry enough and you want to get into business for yourself and you want to learn how to be self-employed and business owner, then you're going to hang out with me. You're going to pick my brain. You're going to learn from me because I got 36 years of experience. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody else knocking your door down to put you in business for yourself? Primerica is a very unique company. We change lives is what we do. Okay? And so I want to help you get into business for yourself, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I want to make sure you're properly protected and we have an investment program set up so that you're on your way. Wouldn't you agree with me? It makes sense to do that first because the first client you go see is going to want to see yours, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to show them, won't you? Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions tonight? These are just other pages. I'm not going to go into detail with them. I'm a regional vice president. This is kind of what my pay looks like. I don't know if you're interested in 17 grand a month or not, but that's, you know, if you are, we'll put you together. We'll get you together and put you on a plan that'll get you to that point in your life. Mm-hmm. But right now, what I want you to do is get started. Are you willing to take that next step?
Sure.
The cost of getting a license is $99 plus $25 a month. Is that an issue?
Mm-mm.
She said no, so I think it's no. You look hesitant.
Well, I was just thinking about what we said, paycheck to paycheck.
Sure.
You know, financial needs analysis. We would have to save money first.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do your financial needs analysis, certainly, because again, you're going to be doing that for people, and you need to know how that works. And when we do that financial needs analysis, it's going to help us determine where we can save you money at. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We may save you. I'm just going to use an arbitrary number. We may save you $200 a month, but everything you need to do may cost you $500. Okay? So you got a gut check ahead of you. You know, there's no free lunch. You understand that, right? I mean, if you want to take care of your family, it costs money. You had no problem putting gas in that four-wheeler, right? I mean, you went and bought that gas, didn't even think twice about it, did you? But when it comes to your own financial future, you think about it? What's wrong with this picture? Am I right? Mm-hmm. Yes? Yes?
Yes, you're right.
Okay. I mean, I don't mean to be rude. Truly, I don't. But don't you agree with me that it's America? If we don't wake up and change our ways, we're in for a rude awakening? I think it starts here. That's what I think.
Always learn to invest in yourself. It's the best investment you'll ever make.
Thank you. That's very, very, very... You know what? Maybe you should go to work and he'll stay home. No, I'm just kidding. I'm picking on you. I would say that, though. Yeah. I just want you to know, okay? All right. So anyway, we'll get more into the business plan as y'all come around and start learning more, but we need to start planning the steps we need to take. So here's your homework, okay? We're going to do a financial needs analysis, and I'm going to need all financial documents and data, okay? Pay stubs, credit card bills, all the things that involve your finances. And we're going to compile that report, and we're going to, hopefully, Jason, I'll be able to, save you enough money you can do everything. But when I reach that point where it's rubber meets the road, you're going to have to make a decision, buddy. Okay? And that tells me who I spend my time with. And if I'm not spending time making you money, that means I'm spending time making her money. Would you rather me make you money or make her money?
Oh, me first.
Okay. It's okay. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, okay? But the truth is, I get spread many different directions, as you can well imagine. And I'm never without somebody to train. And obviously, I have to spend my time wisely because I only have so much of it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. So when I get back with the FNA, we'll take the steps necessary to set up your case appropriately. We will pare this down to the lowest possible dollar we can possibly get it down to, but we want you properly protected. Maybe we can't invest as much money as we'd like to invest to start with. Maybe what we make in the business we'll use to invest. I mean, we'll have to look at all options at that time. Okay. Do you by chance get a tax refund?
Yes.
Okay, that's an area we can start with. That's very important, okay? We're going to want to do an auto and home comparison to see if we can reduce cost in that area as well. And we're going to find every possible dollar you can. Do you save money at the bank right now? Mm-hmm. How much do you put away?
$100 a month.
How much do you get on the return on that? What's the interest rate at that?
0.3%.
0.3%. Do you think you're going to get rich at 0.3%?
Probably not.
If I could show you how to move that into an account that pays you 6 to 8 or more, would you be interested in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's $100 right there we can work with. Okay, so we're going to be able to work this out, but it's a work in progress. This is not a sales position where we come in, make a sale, and never see you again. We're going to help you reach your goals at 65. We're going to be lifelong business partners. That's the way it ought to be. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you have any questions? Tuesday night, I have a meeting in my office. It's for people just like you, potential clients and potential people interested in working. And we're going to cover everything from A to Z, the whole gamut. You'll probably see the same things, some of the same things anyway, but you need to see it again anyhow. The more often you see it, the more information you learn. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, would you have any problems being there? Do I need to come by and pick you up? No? You're not the kind of person that would tell me you're going to come and not come, are you?
No.
Because I've had people do that to me, okay? Again, I just need to know who I need to spend my time with. I would love it to be you, but if it's not you, that's okay. You can tell me, okay? So Tuesday at 7, I can expect to see you at my office? Yeah. Tell you what, why don't you get there about 6:45? I'll introduce you to my spouse. I'll get you to, Anita will be there. She'll serve you coffee, okay? And we'll make you comfortable with being there. You know, I don't want you to be uncomfortable. Is that fair enough? Yes. Okay, any questions? Great. All right, between now and then, what I need you to do is I need you to take a sheet of paper and make a list of people that you'd like to be in business with. Okay? Don't prejudge. I don't care how much money they make or how much money they don't make. We're going to talk about all that. But every business has an inventory, doesn't it? Okay? If you go to Church's Chicken, what's their inventory?
Chicken.
How about that? Isn't that something, right? Well, see, our inventory is people, okay? And for us to be successful, we have to have a very large inventory. And so I want you to sit down and make a list, and we're going to sit down and talk about each one of those people, how you know them, how old they are, do they have kids, where do they go to church, all those kind of things. And you may not know it. That's fine. You don't have to know it. But it helps me get to know them when it comes time for us to talk to them. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions? Did I answer all your questions? I am so excited about you coming to work with us. I'm so excited about doing business with you. I think we radically changed your life. You're going to be so impressed. You're going to be so grateful. I've been doing this long enough to know that people who make these decisions at the age that you're at right now, 20, 30 years from now, they look back and they're just so blown away at what occurred for them. And I know you're going to be the same way. I'll see you Tuesday night. Can't wait to see you. We're going to have a blast together. Maybe afterwards we'll go have a cup of coffee, provided I have enough time to do it. And I'll even buy the coffee. I mean, I'm that kind of guy. Okay, I'll buy the coffee. So, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thanks.
That's it.